Green Part started a little over 5 years ago at Christmas time, when we discovered that my sister Colette was painting with her gloves on. Her home studio utility bills were twice as high as ours. Now I've worked on over a dozen high-end houses that have added solar to them, but they didn't make a dent in their overall loads. Many of the houses were over 5,000 square foot. And those that needed the energy efficiencies in the solar homes the most couldn't afford them. So I started looking at what was best of each prefab, from the Sears Craftsman kits in the 20s to the quick setups of the mobile homes, the modulars that allowed flexibility and expansion in size. And I tried to combine what was best of each one. I looked at the orientation and proportions that were critical to minimizing the loads and reducing the skin exposures from 1,400 down to 1,100 square feet for an 800 square foot house. The SIP panels actually had the best R value per inch that was critical on small size housing. They also didn't have the thermal bridging as studs and rafters do, but they couldn't span over 7 foot, and the finishes were often expensive to add on afterwards. So I designed and developed a number of SIP panels and played with mixes until I got one that would span over 10 foot and allow 69 foot-pounds per square foot of weight on it. I got a patent on this system. The uniqueness was it allowed for the panels to be fully fabricated and finished in one automated process, which I'm keeping a trade secret. It uses metal in the tension where it works its best, and a lightweight concrete in compression that could be embossed in any customized stone, marble, slate, tile, or floor finishes required. Also, radiation can be added into the topping slab. A similar system could be used for the wall panels in producing shakes to Victorian and Craftsman style shingles to clapboards or any one of the stone finishes that might match the floors. Then I looked at the overall proportions in the delivery system that would allow for an open and flexible arrangements and have a unique character and feel to it. I wanted a space that would allow for a lot of flexible storage and maximize the cabinet spaces as many European designs do. I studied and compared the delivery and setup, ideally to ship as small, compact as possible, and also minimize the field labor and time on distant job sites. My focus was to make it an economical home, not just an initially affordable home, but by including the energy cost over a 15-year mortgage, with some increase over time for mortgage for a known future. The key to the concept was a quick setup to hinge all the panels to the steel core, yet keeping the cost down below $200 for hinging. The fully piped and wired kitchen bathroom core in the center, with a storage loft above, allows for a large open space and flexibility with no crane setup. Once a green part is delivered with the truck, minus a flatbed, it would have an EPDM roof covering the entire package for protection. The roof would open up first, and then the floor panels underneath would swing down. The walls are embedded within the floor panels and could be pivoted upward with just 2 people. The front and back walls are actually bifold walls too that open up to support the system. Either French doors, sliding glass doors could be added to the front, or solid glass panels. The solar panels are pre-wired and piped, can be added onto the finishes. As you can see, there's a variety of finishes and options and colors for the exterior skin. Decks can also be added. This would be ideal for island living or mountain retreats with hundreds of wall finishes. It can be set up anywhere, anytime, in a day. The multiple modular options would go from decking to porches, roofing, extensions, in basement garages, finished family rooms, etc. Green Pot can be engaged, it can be stacked, it can be attached, or it can be doubled into any community setting. It can be expanded or shrunk as needs change, with open space being flexible for future uses. The University of Southern Maine students selected this out of 20 for a marketing study research. Their recommendations plus are an operations center, surgical suites, or VIP housing with Kevlar embedded in the stone finishes from the mountains of Afghanistan. In the spring of 2007, again this is what they saw. Beginnings of the foreclosures, the primary houses on the decline, and the vacation and secondary homes on the rise from baby boomers. Now take a look at the slideshow for the green part opening and folding and reset up.